What's good, yo? It's your boy Chris here, your one and only Data Bunny, and in today's quick video, I'm just going to go over what a DMZ is. So in the lab here, I want to show you all exactly what a DMZ is, right? So I don't have it configured, or I don't have it actually working right now in my lab. However, I can use any of these switches to be the DMZ switch. So what is a DMZ? A DMZ it stands for demilitarized zone. And in your demilitarized zone in your network, that is sort of the network that is sitting outside of your internal network, and it's sort of in between the internet and you and your private network. How it is let's say you have a web server, or you have a utility server, a server where you're hosting many services that talks openly to the outside internet, and anyone from the internet can get to and reach to. That's what a DMZ is. It's a place where people go and they can access resources from the internet, but they can't get into anything personal, your own personal network. Think of it like purgatory, right? You have the world of the living, then you have like the afterlife, and then in the middle you have purgatory, which is like, all right, you're in the middle of everything, you know. So, so that's what it is. So it's pretty much what I could do here. Let's just say I took this lab, for example. What I could do here is I have a firewall, right? You need a firewall, and in the back, you have all these different ports. With the FortiGate, you actually have a port, a DMZ port. You can kind of see it right there. It says DMZ. So that port sends out a DHCP, IP leases out of that port, and whatever you have connected to it, it'll assign IP addresses to it. It has its own DMZ network. I think it's like 10.10.10. something 0/24, something like that. How this could work is I can take a switch like this, and let's say this is a honeypot. So I have this Raspberry Pi that's going to be sitting outside the network. It's a honeypot, and people can look at it and be like, "Ooh, what is this?" and then try to attack it. It has a public IP address attached to a private IP, which is called a virtual IP. And then you have this switch here. Let's say I go to the DMZ port, the back here, I plug it into this switch, and then I plug my honeypot into this switch. The switch gets an IP address from the DMZ network. The honeypot gets an IP address from the network. I go to my firewall. I map a public IP address to the honeypot's IP address. We call that a VIP. And then now that server, honeypot server, can now communicate throughout the internet without traffic going to my LAN. It's pathways. You have the firewall, and then there's two different ways traffic can go. What's cool about the DMZ is it's physically separated. It's not like logically, and you're not using your internal interfaces that leads to your regular home network. This could be a separate interface that is physically separated from everything else. So when traffic reaches the firewall, you can specifically and explicitly say anything from the internet asking for this public IP or this port, go out the DMZ. And it's going to go out and it's going to go here, boom, and then it's going to go right back out to your internet. It would never touch your internal protected network. So that's what a DMZ architecture is. It separates internet traffic from the outside world from hitting your protected local area network. This case, I can do something similar even with the server here. There's about 4 ports in the back. I could probably assign a port, probably connect a cable to one of the ports, plug it into a DMZ switch, assign VMs for that specific ports. So it's as if things or machines, virtual machines, are going through that DMZ network, and then it's going right out to the internet. It's never really touching my personal protected network. So yeah, guys, that is exactly what a DMZ is. Something simple. I wanted to explain it simple, in simple terms. It's not, instead of being very technical with it, but yeah, if you had like multiple public IP addresses, you can use different ones, map those public IPs to an internal servers, like for example this honeypot. So yeah, that's what a DMZ is, and I will talk to you all later.